I was live streaming from here earlier and didn't want to move everything. So here we are on my bed. And we will begin as usual. Hold on, let me change something really quick while we're waiting for people to come in. Hold on one second. There we go. Yes, and then, sorry, I should have done this before I started, but that's okay. Hello! What's up, metal lover? You've been in my room before, haven't you? I believe you have. And welcome everybody else. So, I am feeling a little bit better. If you've been following my content, you know I've been sick for about a week, a little over a week. What's up? What's up, Osama? Thank you. Yeah, it's this stupid flu, and I'm feeling a little bit better, but I'm still getting these headaches, which is really annoying. I've got a pretty bad headache right now, so I'm probably not gonna make it the whole hour, but we'll see how far we get. Lots of things to discuss today, starting with, of course, some comments. Let me pull those up. Let me see if I can get my head more comfortable. Put the pillow behind. Oh yes, that's much better. Okay, so we are starting with comments, and the first one is by Max, and he commented on one of my shorts. Hello, Katie. Katie's the one I made the video about today. I know you saw that, Katie. You liked my video, my little update video with you in it, featuring Sissy Katie. Okay, so first comment was on one of my shorts, and this is by a Max, and he says, I think they should build a statue of your feet. So that would be interesting. Right next to like the Statue of Liberty, there's the goddess Fiore's feet. I think that's appropriate. I think that's a good idea. And then we have Mr. John, who commented on one of my longer videos. Greg says he loves all my videos. Thank you for that. John commented on one of my videos, and he says, wow, I have never even considered findom, but your superiority and power are making me melt. I've always been secretly submissive, and having a confident woman talk down to me like you do in this video is over the top. Thank you for your videos. So that was cute. He's a closet submissive. That was on the Obey and Pay video. So that was a cute little comment. And then we have, oh yes, yes, Katie says that she agrees with the statue idea of my feet. So I don't know, maybe you can start a petition to have a statue of my feet resurrected somewhere. That'd be lovely. Okay, and then we've got Himansh. This is from a few weeks ago. I don't know why it took me so long to see this, but I don't know how this popped up on me. I think it was just notification, but he's somehow hyped, I think, my whole profile. It says, I just hyped this amazing creator. So I think everybody should do that if you're able to. I think you can only do it in certain countries, from what I read. But that was lovely. I appreciated that. So he was hyping. Maybe he hyped the video. It was on the POV I Feminize You video. So maybe he hyped that video. But you should definitely do that if you can. If you want to, obviously. This next comment is pretty funny, but let me check the chat here real quick. Timmy is in the room. He says, happy birthday, my beautiful goddess. Timmy is here wishing you a happy birthday. Thank you for that. We'll get to that a little bit later. Thank you for that. And so this is on the last Lady Boss video, and Bifin, something like that, says, can you make a video of try on haul? I don't know if I can say this word on here. So I'll just describe it. Try on haul of the thing that you buckle on that sticks out. It's like a prosthetic shrimp, I guess you could say. And I said, no, I will not be making a try on haul of those devices. That is not appropriate for this channel. So the answer is no. But it was funny. It made me laugh. Hello, Swan. He loves my videos. Thank you. And then we have, this is from my interview with a crossdresser video. Comment by Sissy Ashley. And she says, I never know if sissies like to be called he or she, but I'm going to go with she. She says, the on again, off again thing sucks too. Caused me to purge 3 times before I finally learned. That is, besides when I went to a different country for a year, I threw out everything I bought while there, besides heels. Not a terrible purge, but I was so worried about the airport. And you know what? Nothing would have happened. I'm never throwing stuff away again. I love being this way, and that's just how it's going to be. And I love that last part, where she says, that she's never throwing stuff away again. She loves being that way, and that's just how it's going to be. And I love that. To get to the conclusion that that is who you are, and accepting who you are is a wonderful thing. I love that. That was fantastic. So okay, there we go. I'm back. I think it froze because I had a call coming in. Can you hear me now? I hope so. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me, if we're back. Anyways, so this is on the last. Okay. I will remind you in the comments if you are saying inappropriate things, you will be banned from my channel. So think about what you say, because if you want to interact with me and continue to leave comments, then stop saying rude things. Thank you very much. Moving along. And no, you did not see me on there. What was I gonna say? Lady Boss video. This person, AC, we'll call him Ace, says, I'm new to this. I have subscribed largely because you kind of told me to, and it made me weak obeying you. I think I'm ready to give. Ripe for the picking. That made me chuckle. I thought that was very entertaining. Okay, let me check the chat here. Back up. Oh, Osama is asking interesting questions. Osama says, why they obsessed with your feet? They got fetishism? You say it like it's a disease. Yes, many people have foot fetishes. It's very common. If you aren't familiar with it, then go check out my foot fetish video. It is a very common fetish that people have. So yes, many people, especially in financial domination, have foot fetishes, to answer your question. Regular chatter, let me see what you're saying before I read it out loud in case it's... He says, not gonna lie, chat, she kinda bad though. The way them eyes be pointed in different directions got my knees weak. Are you calling me cross-eyed? Or... I'm not cross-eyed, just so you know. And there's Matthew with his incredibly rude and inappropriate comment. He is very close to being banned. Let's see. Hello to Tara. Hello to Elevens. Callum is saying to unlock my footstool. Are you volunteering to be said footstool? I'm not really sure what that comment means. Moving along. But yes, that was a comment by Ace that made me laugh. I thought that was cute. Okay, I got lots of very long comments on my humiliation video. My video where I was doing my makeup and talking about how subs enjoy humiliation. I got lots of very detailed comments on there. I think you guys really related to that video a lot. So we're going to read a couple of those. They are quite long. Let me see. Regular chatter. I don't know if I can say the B word on here. I'm not going to engage in kinks with you here. If you want to serve, you can always message me on any of my platforms and with tribute attached, but we're not going to kink play here. That's not how this works. Tara, well said. Also, Tara, are you, I was trying to figure it out for your picture. Are you a sissy? Are you a female? What's your deal? Just out of curiosity. All are welcome. I'm just curious. She says, pro tip, when you are speaking to a dominant, if you wouldn't say it to your mother, don't say it to a dom in a vanilla setting, which this is. Very well said. I concur. I concur with that. Moving along. Hello to Jeff. Dangle. Does that mean you like shoe dangling? Just out of curiosity. Ewan says, I am a baddie. I would also concur with that. Okay, so this is from Ravis on my humiliation video. And he says, it's a very long comment. I may not read the whole thing, but just enough to get you an idea. He says, in my own experience, I think you're exactly right about humiliating experiences in key stages of development being a big factor, as well as the pressure to perform and be masculine, driving the comfort or familiarity in being humiliated as a kink later in life. I don't personally resonate with the idea that it's to fill a void, however. And what I'm going to mention, I want to see if I can summarize the rest of his comment. He says, for me, it's more about reclamation than filling a void. I had some negative sexual experiences at a younger age and felt overburdened by the pressure to be sexually masculine. Not trying to be a dork, but I'm pretty physically masculine. And to me, it's a huge relief to just let go and not have any pressure to perform sexually. And this is, I thought that was a very good point, and definitely what I was kind of referring to in the humiliation video is that, you know, I talked about there being such a pressure to be a man, both in the bedroom and otherwise, just in relationships, at work. There's a lot of pressure to act a certain way, to always be tough, to never show vulnerability. And then, of course, in the bedroom, to perform and be dominant is what most women are expecting. So I really appreciated his input, his insight, that he says that it feels very like such a relief to just be able to let go and not have the pressure to perform. So I think a lot of people can relate to that. He said, I have so many other things I need to do well at. It's nice and safe and relaxing to have my sexual expectation to be locked in chastity, buying outfits, running errands, and being humiliated. So those are all things that he likes. It allows me to reclaim agency and lifts a burden of expectation and turns a sexual expectation that felt like a heavy weight into a liberating experience. The truth is, I'd rather be locked, teased, denied, and used as a shopping servant than have to put on a performance I don't even particularly enjoy. It just feels more natural. So I love that comment. That was very well said. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. Moving along. I thought this one was also very interesting. I would be actually kind of curious to interview Mr. Josh. after his comment. I might reach out to him and see if he's open to it, because he has a very interesting, he has an interesting background. So let me read you what he said. Also on the humiliation video, this is what he said. He says, I'll preface this by first saying that I'm not angry, nor do I feel I was abused. I was raised by a single feminist mother. She had been abused by her own father and cheated on by mine. She decided that her son was not going to grow up to be that kind of man. I was trained as much as raised when it came to relationships with women. This involved things like exposure to feminist theory, a lot of discussions on gender dynamics, severe corporal punishment, I would be curious to know what that was, and humiliation designed to put me in my place. That being, designed to put me in my place, that being beneath women. That was his place, beneath women. This is actually how I came into findom long before it was actually a thing. I was raised next door to my female cousin who knew how my mom was, and she would take my allowance if I didn't hand it over. She would get me in trouble. Say I called her names or somehow disrespected her, and then I'd get whipped for it. So that is his early findom experience. His neighbor, who was his cousin, would take his allowance and get him in trouble if he didn't hand it over. I thought that was very entertaining. All this to say, I don't seek humiliation. I seek out the kind of women who typically humiliate men, because that's... Oh, I got the rest of it cut off. He said polite, vanilla, and submissive women are very confusing to him. I thought that was very interesting. And he also commented on my findom addiction video, which that video, if you haven't seen it, is about a woman who does a post about her husband. I think, if I recall correctly, he sent over 200,000 to financial dominatrixes over the course of whatever. What was I going to say? And he says, I find the amount of money less concerning than the fact that he's married. Seems like he should be serving his wife. And so that was the same person that left the other comment, who was raised by the feminist mother. And I just thought that was very interesting. He obviously was very well trained to have lots of respect for women, to the point where he obviously is not into home wrecking, as I am not either. But he wasn't concerned about the amount of money. He's more concerned that that this person was not serving his wife, which I thought was very interesting. Okay, let me check your comments really quick. Oh, okay. Tara says, Goddess, I am a trans sissy, love full-time and active in my community. I love that. Thank you for sharing. NFL News says, take my money. Gladly. Message me on my platforms, and I'm happy to do that. Cured Smoke is asking if I know the Muffin Man. I do not. I don't know if that's supposed to be some kind of joke, but I don't find it funny. And Big W says, haha, so pathetic, exactly like Sissy Katie. I don't know what you're referring to either. NFL News says, you are inspiring me to become more respectful and more submissive. I love that. I love that, as you should be. Every man should be respectful and submissive at times. Not all men have to be submissive, but sometimes. Oops. Okay. Yes, that's it for comments. Excuse me. I am still coughing a little bit. A little stuffy. That's okay. All right, where was I? So, as I mentioned earlier, we are in my bed today because I did a live stream on LF, and I just had everything set up here, so we're in here today. It was a really fun live stream. I tried something new today. I had some games that I played with my subs, because subs love games. I'm not going to tell you what they were. You're just going to have to live stream with me there someday if you want to see what the games are, because they were really fun. And I made a lot of money. So, there's that. Let's talk about the videos that I just posted. Sometimes I just like to stretch my legs. I didn't realize that looks really weird, but it feels good. Where was I? Yes. The videos that I've posted recently would be the obviously the humiliation video, which I was just talking about, which a lot of you could relate to and enjoyed that, I'm sure. Ugh. And then today, this morning, I just posted a sub update because I do have quite a few new subs, and just wanted to let you know what's going on with them. Most of them are doing very well, as you know. And the upcoming video that I have, the next upcoming video is, I've had this video for a while, but I haven't, it's going to take me a while to edit it, so I've been kind of putting it off. But the upcoming video is a video with Jay, which I know you guys are going to love because you've loved the other videos that I did with Jay. And because I know it's going to be quite popular and in high demand, this video will be available to my devoted slave members at least a full day before everybody else. So I will be posting it by the end of the week. If you are a devoted slave, you check my posts section and you will be able to see the video before everybody else, because that is one of your privileges that you get for being a devoted slave. And I'm not going to tell you too much about the video, but I'm just going to tell you that I know that you're going to like it a lot. I will also mention that because of the limitations on this platform, we did make two versions. One version is platform friendly. The other version will be posted on some clip sites and is obviously the better version. So, I'm currently on one clip site. One of my recent subs has talked me into, he didn't really talk me into it, he just mentioned this other site that I'd heard of before, and I'm going to give it a try. I don't think I can say the names of them here, but you can always go to my links and figure it out. It's like a game. It's like a little puzzle for you to figure out if you like puzzles. Let me check chat. NFL says he wants to start being a pay pig. I am happy to make you my pay pig. Armando says, wow, you do have a video. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I think I have an idea what you mean by that. And let's do a little clarification. I just posted a video about this today on social media, actually. But just to clarify, so you don't get the wrong idea about me, no judgment to women who do all sorts of different types of activities. And if you know me, you know that I've worked in clubs before. Clubs where you take your clothes off for money. I don't know if I can say the name here, but you get what I'm saying. So yes, I have worked in those types of clubs, but my personal boundary is I do not do anything nude on the internet whatsoever. Nothing topless, nothing nude. I've never sent a naked picture in my life, fun fact, to someone I'm dating or otherwise. So when I'm talking about videos or clip sites even, don't get too excited because I'm clothed and everything. Okay? So just be aware of that. Moving along. Oh yes. And this week, well, I guess next week is very exciting because not only is it Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, more importantly, it is my birthday on the 19th, on Monday, which I share with Martin Luther King Day frequently. Some years it's not, but this year it does fall on Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. I am going on a short weekend trip with some of my girlfriends. I'm not going to tell you where we're going because I don't want to be stalking me or anything weird like that. I might tell you afterwards. You might find out afterwards where we go. I might post some photos and stuff. But I'm very excited. My girlfriends are a very fun group. So we will be doing that this weekend. NFL is asking, how do I become a pay pig? You can message me on any of my platforms. If you go to my profile here, I've got links to lots of different social media, adult platforms. Message me anywhere there, and I will instruct you. I will give you instructions. Nero says I look different. I don't know what to tell you. Different angle? More cleavage? I don't know what to tell you. I definitely look different probably than the last time I live streamed, because when I live stream on Sundays, I'm usually rushing back from the gym and I have no makeup on. My hair is frizzy and I look, in my view, quite disgusting. But you guys still seem to like it, which is weird, but to each his own. So this is what I would say look like normally, like a normal person versus a disheveled, sweaty person. But some of you prefer that, I guess, with the sweat and all that. So to each his own, right? To each his own. So yes, I definitely look very different than the last live stream. I know that. I am well aware. But I'm very comfortable right now. This is my fancy bed, by the way, going up. Which still has yet to be paid for, by the way. I got this bed. It's obviously an adjustable base platform. It's a very nice Helix mattress with some kind of cooling memory foam thing on the front, on the top. That was the word I was looking for. And I got it because I have a back issue and it really helps with my back pain. So, and it has been wonderful. I have pretty much no back pain since I got this bed. So very effective. Nero says $4,000. You're close. I think it's actually, I don't know. I posted it on one of my social media accounts a while back. I want to say it was $5,000 total. The mattress and the base. Yeah. And then I also, they're not the most comfortable. Let's see if I can show you. Under everything here, not that there's nothing to look at, but it's the sheet right here is a grounding sheet. Does anybody know about grounding? You should. There's lots of studies that show that grounding has lots of health benefits. So if you don't know what it is, go look it up. Basically, I will sum it up for you. When you make contact directly with the earth for at least 20 or 30 minutes a day, the earth gives off a slight electrical current, I believe, which helps to thin your blood and provides other health benefits and can be very beneficial for your health. So you can buy grounding mats, and these are grounding sheets. There's actually little things that plug into the wall, into the electrical outlet, into the ground. And it's supposed to be very good for your health. So I got some fancy grounding sheets on the mattress. Let me see. Did not mean to do that. I thought this was going to work as a stylus, but I guess not. Tara says, oh good, you have an adjustable base. Helix is very good. Yes. Yes, I did lots of research before I got this bed. NFL says he loves me already. He just fell in love, just like that. Nero says different outfit and you are laying on a bed, I think. Yes. Maybe you came in late, but I said that I was live streaming on some of my adult platforms earlier, and I had my light and everything set up here, so it was pretty comfy. So I decided we're just gonna do it from here today instead of the octopus couch, like usual. Katie Sissy says, you look beautiful as always, goddess. Thank you. Katie, are they being mean to you in the chat? Did I see somebody? Oh, Big W is just looking for some entertainment. Be nice to my sissy. Only I can make fun of the sissy. Yes, Katie does as I say, not as you say. She's my bitch. Oh. Nero says you are less stressed too. Okay. Maybe. Tara says, Goddess, grounding has to do with body frequencies and electric things. Yes. Like I said, from what I think I heard was it's a slight electrical charge that you get from the ground. It has to be direct contact with the earth, though. You can't have shoes on or, concrete, whatnot. It has to be your skin against the earth. And I do like to walk barefoot on the beach, but other than that, I don't really like being barefoot outside. I've got some sensory issues. I don't like being barefoot in grass particularly, but I do like to be barefoot on the beach. So, grounding is good for you. And okay, so I was talking about this weekend, my birthday weekend with my girlfriends. We're staying for one night and it's going to be freaking cold, but that's okay. We'll still have fun. And yes, my birthday is on Monday. I was going to mention that I also mentioned this in the update video that I posted this morning, but one of my new subs, who is a very sweet and caring sub, he's very into my well-being and my happiness, which I think all subs should be like that, but a lot aren't. A lot of subs are kind of into their own wants and needs, which is not how it should be. Katie is amazing. I already said Katie's fantastic. But this particular sub is especially interested in pleasing me. And so I asked him to cover the Airbnb for this weekend, and he did. He paid for it and then some. So that was very obedient of him, but that doesn't mean that you guys can't also cover it. I'm just saying. And then I have 2 different wish lists with lots of things that you can get me for my birthday if you want to. No pressure, but it would make me happy. I definitely want more contributions to my day trading computer. And I would also really like to have some Louis Vuitton heels. That's on my list. Aw, Katie says, I love you, Goddess. I love you too, Katie. You're such a sweetie. And you are still locked, correct? Just to clarify. Just checking in. Hello, Mahoney. I bought myself these little key necklaces because it's not the actual key that goes to my locked men, but it's kind of a symbolic reminder for me that I do have a few different men locked for me at this very moment. Yes, and Katie is still locked. Excellent. She's such a good listener. Speaking of day trading, I posted this stock like, I don't know, 3 times on one of my social media profiles because it was so freaking good. And I don't know what's going to happen with it tomorrow. There was some news that came out this evening, and it seemed to the stock was kind of going down a little bit. But this thing went from 50 cents yesterday, day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday pre-market, if I remember correctly. It was at 40 or 50 cents. And it went up to $1.56, which is like, a 3x. I saw it at 156. That's where I started trading it. Well, today, the thing went all the way up to $5. So, if you can imagine, if you pay 50 cents for a stock and then it goes to $5, that's a lot of money to be made. Obviously, you're never going to catch the entire move of a stock. It's just not going to happen. A hard lesson I've had to learn. But it has been a really good stock. And if you look back at the levels of the stock previous days and weeks, once it goes above $5, the next level is $10. So this stock, if it goes above 5, could make another 100% move. We'll see what happens. I'm very curious to see. I will be up at 4 a.m. tomorrow to watch it because I'm nerdy like that. Nero, do you do the crypto too? No, when I first started getting interested in trading, I was watching, I was interested in crypto, but crypto moves a little bit too slow for me. I day trade, so I'm there watching the stock the whole time for the most part. Obviously, this has been a little bit longer trade over the course of a day, and it might be a couple more days. We'll see what happens with it. But crypto trades a little bit too slowly for me. And the other problem is that most of the platforms that I've found to trade crypto on do not allow you to set stop losses and profit taking. So in the apps I use for day trading stocks, I can set a price. If the stock reaches a certain price, then it'll clear out the trade for me. Or I can set a stop loss. So if it dips below, or if it starts going down, I have like a barrier, a safety net. But you can't do that on any crypto platform that I've found. So it's not very safe, in my opinion. So I like to stick with stocks. Tara agrees. Stop losses are key. I agree. Yes, Nero, that's exactly right. Crypto moves too slow and you can't do a stop loss and it's not safe. That's what I said. That's what she said. Yeah. Exactly. So, so yeah, that stock, if you want to check it out, is EVTV. I don't know too much about the stock itself. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do know that there was news of a merger and that's what started the move. With a lot of stocks, especially the lower price stocks, you do have to watch out for offerings, which can happen sometimes. I'm still learning. I'm no professional trader by any means, just to be fully transparent, but I have been studying it for a few years now. And okay, here's Mr. Easy sending a little $2 super chat, and he says relapse time goddess question mark. Is that even a question? Is that a question? It's not. And $2, I think most of us can agree, is pretty pathetic. And surely you can do better than that. What do we think, chat? Do you think you can do better than $2? We don't want him to embarrass himself, do we? No, we don't. And it's my birthday week. Give me a break. Cough it up, sir. So yes, I am still watching EVTV. Like I said, I will be up at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning to see what happens with that. I have made quite a bit of money on that thing. Here he goes. Oh, goodness. I am sorry to hear that. Mr. Easy says, my girlfriend cheated. Time to pump my cash away. No more therapy. My goodness. Well, don't spiral out of control, but I am sorry to hear that you were cheated on. Cheating is never okay. But if you want to revenge send, is that a word? I think I just made that up, but I like it. You go ahead then. You go ahead and do that. Beckon says, how is life? Life is pretty good. Tara says, I remember my day trading days, up early, bed late, researching. Ugh. So do you not day trade anymore? Did you give up or what? It's not easy. Like I said, I've been working on it for a few years. Some days I do great. Some days I make really stupid mistakes and do things that I know I shouldn't do. And that is the thing about day trading that I like. I like a challenge. But I would say the hardest thing about day trading is it takes a lot of emotional discipline to stick to your rules. Even when you kind of get an understanding of what it is and how to do it, you need to really stick to your rules, and that can be the hardest thing. Yeah. Oh, geez. Matt says, got me licking the screen like a damn ice cream cone. That sounds kind of gross. I hope your screen is clean. I hope your screen is clean, sir. Easy. Where did you go? You're not done. You're just getting started. Do I need to snap? Do you need a snap, sir? For some motivation? Let me see. Nero, you said also it doesn't work. I don't know what you're talking about there. Katie Sissy is joining in the fun and outdid you quite a bit, sir. I'm just saying. Easy has been quite outdone. She just sent a 25, is that pounds? I can't see from here. So you have a little ways to go there, my friend. Yes, you do. Tara says, I didn't give up. Just different business opportunity came up. Goddess, I traded sub penny, so always looking at court filings, my other business stuff I can't talk about. That's okay. You don't have to if you don't want to. Katie says, for your perfection, by the way. Thank you. That's lovely. I have no idea what that comment means. Are you in the right live stream? Easy is having difficulty with his sends. And Nero says crypto doesn't work. I don't know what you mean by that. Like the platforms to buy crypto on, or the exchanges to buy crypto on, or the networks to send crypto. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Not sure what that means, my friend. Scott is in the house, and he says, "Hope you feel better, goddess." Thank you for that. I'm feeling mostly better, but this has been, like I've said, a very weird flu. It's been one of the weirdest illnesses I've ever had because there's been days where like I thought I was getting better and I thought I was gonna be fine, and the next day I was like horrible. I never get headaches, and I've had a headache all day today and yesterday. Today might be a little bit of my fault because I did go swimming. I can't be sedentary for very long. I work out usually almost every day. Unless I feel like my body needs a rest, then I'll take a day off. But usually I do something every day, whether it's cardio or strength or even if it's just like stretching or flexibility. I'm used to moving every day. So it doesn't feel good to just not do anything. So I have been trying to listen to my body as I went. I haven't swam in like 2 weeks, I think, because I was sick last week, and then I think it was too cold the week before. So I was just really itching to get in the pool, and it's supposed to get kind of cool again after today. So I was like, I'm just going to go. I only did half my normal swim, so I didn't like go full out, but even that I think might be the reason I have a headache. So just confessing my weakness for working out. Yes. And if you didn't know this about me, well, number one, I do have also a fitness channel on here, Fit with Fiore. I did a cleanse. What was it I think it was in December, like early December. I don't remember exactly when I did that. But I have little shorts that I posted with my weight and everything, and I'm down about 20 pounds at this point. So looks like Easy finally figured it out. Here he goes with another $5 super chat, and he says that he is spiraling. He says, she cheated so hard. I don't blame her. I have ED. Ooh, that sucks. Do you not take medication? I mean, they make medication for that. Also, I'm just gonna also throw out there that sometimes I find ED is actually a lot more common than it should be, unfortunately, for you guys. And from my experience, a lot of men who have it either have a lot of like anxiety and emotional issues when it comes to that type of thing, or they also might have a problem with corn, shall we say. Sometimes if you are relieving yourself too often, that can actually cause you more problems. So sometimes This is where getting locked comes in handy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need to look at locking your shrimp up a little bit and not, giving in to every pleasure every time it hits you, because you're actually going to screw yourself if you do that. No pun intended. Moving along. Tara says corn can be dangerous to consume. Yes, we are talking about consuming it visually, not orally, just to clarify. I just can't say the P word on here, so we say corn. I wish I could read this username over here because that is really funny, but I can't. I would get in trouble if I read it. And Easy admits that he does have a corn problem. So it sounds to me like you need to enter into a contract and get locked up with me. I currently have 2 men who are in contracts and locked. One of which is in this room. Katie's right here. And she says, right there, she says, being locked definitely stops distraction. Exactly. Allows you to focus on the most important things, being me and my pleasure. Yes. Katie's learning. Scott says, I am locked. I don't know if I can say the C word on here, and it has made me more focused and way less selfish. Exactly. Exactly. Easy is sending another, oops, wrong button, $5 and wants to know if I do BM contracts. That sounds like bowel movement, but I know that's not what you mean. And yes, we can discuss this. What is the ED? ED stands for erectile dysfunction. I think I can say that here. Means a limp shrimp. Hey, that rhymes. I just made that up. It's pretty funny. It's a limp shrimp. It means things don't work right. Bo is in the house and he says, you're extremely beautiful. Thank you for that. Easy says, I can't say the word. I want to be exposed. Well, we have to proceed with caution because I am only going to do things that are legal, just to clarify. But we can discuss that in private if you message me on another platform. We can't discuss it too much here because obvious reasons. Hello to Bobby. Smog Bob is in the house. What up? All right. Oh, somebody just left a comment on one of the videos and I'm not sure what he means. Kieran says, sorry if I'm forward, but do you have SC or IG? I hate SC. I don't use it. I do have it, but I don't like going on it. And I keep getting all these stupid notifications, so I delete it. I do have the other one, and the link, actually, the handle is on pretty much every video that I have on my channel. I just can't say that in live streams because they get mad at me when we mention other platforms. So you have to go figure it out. It also might be on, it's probably in the link on my profile as well. Tara says, Goddess, may I DM you with the proper tribute later in the week? You might find my experience interesting. Absolutely, you can. Bobby asks if I have TG. No, I do not have that. I have pretty much every other social media platform under the sun, although I hate it, I'm not gonna lie. What is that on my leg? I don't like being on social media. Fun fact. I don't like posting all the frickin' time, but it's kind of what I do now, so it is what it is. NFL says, I'm a big fan of you. I see that. I know you are. Katie Sissy says, "You are my complete focus, goddess." And I love that. I think we have a wonderful budding relationship here, don't we? Yes. And I mentioned this in my update video that I posted today, but I truly enjoy subs who have a genuine desire to serve and to please and who are respectful. I was having a conversation in the comments a couple days ago with someone. There was a Dom who I'm actually thinking about interviewing her. She seemed kind of interesting. I'll have to find her comment and ask her if she'd be open to it. But she was actually the only Dom who has left comments on my videos which are legit comments and not trying to poach subs off my channel. So I appreciate that because that stuff gets really freaking annoying. Like it is so incredibly embarrassing for Doms who do that. They go on other people's profiles and they try to interact with the subs to make them their subs, and it's really pathetic. It's incredibly embarrassing. And it happens all the time. It's very annoying. But this Dom was not trying to do that. She actually was commenting on some of my videos and was appreciative of the videos and asking me questions. I forgot what my point was. Crap. I brought that up for a reason. Now I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, we were talking. There was a sub who a long time ago had left a comment on one of my videos asking what I thought of bratty subs. And I'm not a fan of that. I am not a fan of bratty subs. If you're not familiar with that, it's like subs who like to push buttons, who kind of like try to test boundaries and that type of thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I said, you know, I think I would say most Doms don't really like that, but I'm sure there's some out there. And I think she mentioned that she didn't mind it or something. I'm not sure. I can't remember what she said about it, but we were just interacting about that. And yeah, I'm just not a fan of subs who push back and test boundaries. And like I mentioned in the video earlier today, I do have one sub right now who, I don't know, I feel like a lot of men think that they're submissive, but what they don't realize is that you can have submissive kinks. You can, you know, go on corn sites and look up corn that's like female domination, femdom, and enjoy that type of content without being like a submissive. Because in my book, in my opinion, if somebody is trying to be my sub, that means that they're interested in what I want and they're interested in serving me and pleasing me. But so many men approach and they just lay out all their kinks and the things that they want, and they don't give a crap about what I'm looking for. That pisses me off. You don't, no. It's just, I find that very irritating. Especially because, you know, I did work in clubs for a little while, and, you know, that's kind of, you would expect that in that type of setting because of the nature of the work and whatnot. But even then, I hated it. Like, there were aspects to it that I really enjoyed. I really enjoy pole dancing. I really enjoy seducing men with dancing. Like, I enjoy doing that. But even that, to me, feels like more of a dominant thing than I was never there to do what they wanted me to do. Like, them telling me what to do and, you know, just getting their needs met was never appealing to me. That just never appealed to me. I always liked to be in control, and you know, I think that's, for me, that's kind of where the financial domination comes in too, because it's definitely a turn on for me to see how much I can get from someone. How much they're willing to give up is definitely exciting for me. So, and obviously in that setting, you know, you're seducing them with your body and your moves. So, a little different, but same concept, I guess you could say. Anyways, I am getting a little tired. I'm probably gonna go to bed early tonight, especially because I'm gonna be up, like I said, at 4 a.m. to check my stock. We'll see what happens. I'm very curious to see what happens. I thought it was for sure gonna go up, but now I'm not so sure because after hours was not very good for that stock. So we'll see what happens. And I will be live at the regular time on Thursday, 9 to 10 p.m. Um hmm. Let me see. I guess I missed a comment. Kieran says, "What is the most you would take from a sub?" That is a silly question. Do you really? You're gonna ask that question? What's the most? There is no limit, silly boy. There's no limit. Um, the only limit is the one that the sub gives me. If they have a financial limit, if if it's not an established dynamic and I don't know what your financial situation is, I haven't had you do budgeting tasks or tell me how much you have and whatnot, um, you're gonna have to make your own limit because I have no idea how much money you make. And I'm willing to respect somebody's limit, but I have no limit. If you're just gonna say, oh, I'm only gonna take, $1,000, $10,000, no. I mean, everybody's different with how much money they have, how much money they make, how much they can afford. So it really just depends on the sub. I am willing to respect people's limits, for sure. But you know, if you're a millionaire or billionaire, I'm gonna take a lot of freaking money. Yeah. Nero says 200 million. No, I wouldn't even say that. If it's a billionaire, I'm taking more than that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tara says, Goddess, do you ever plan on going to DomCon or any events next year? I hadn't even considered it, but I'm glad you brought that up. That would be interesting. I would love to go to something like that. I will look into it. Um for those of you who don't know, I am still Nero says talk to Elon Musk. I would love to take every freaking dollar that guy owns. Don't even get me started. Gladly and with no regret whatsoever. Moving along. What was I say? For those of you who don't know, I am still relatively new to this. I am coming up on my 1 year of doing financial domination. That will be February 6th. Will be my 1 year. So I'm still relatively new. My goals over the next year or two are to get enough subs. What just happened? I don't know what happened over here. Something froze. What the heck? Did I say something wrong? Oh. Anyways, we'll see what happens. I don't know if I said something that pissed off this platform. My goal over the next year or two would be to get enough subs so that I can actually start to travel and do in-person sessions. That is a goal of mine. And yeah, some events like that would be fun. I don't think I'm quite there yet, but that would be lovely for sure. Let me see what else I missed here. NFL says, have you taken millions? No. Like I said, I've only been doing this for less than a year, so I have not had whale subs quite yet, but I'm sure they will come. I think I got kicked out of this room. I don't know why. Let me try to reload. And Tara says, congrats on 1 year. Thank you for that. Kieran, would 150 be enough per month just while we have our new place? I don't know what you mean about you having a new place. My minimum for regular interaction would be 100 per week minimum. And that would be like 1 or 2 brief interactions a week. QA says, how can I approach for a debt contract goddess? You can go on my bio here. I have all my links on there. You can message me on any of my social media platforms or adult platforms, and we can have a chat about it, and I will direct you where to go from there. I don't know what the heck happened here. Just like froze. Try to get out of there. Anyways. Okay, so we're at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna stop there for this evening. Actually, I did want to mention one other thing. I did take 2 weeks off my big girl job this week and next week. To have a little more time to post content and to live stream and that type of thing. I'm kind of also testing the water, shall we say, to see if I am able to make enough to not work my other job. Is kind of my goal right now. I'm really sick of getting sick. I can tell you that. I was just sick, I think it was like a month or 2 ago, if you don't remember. I 100% got this, what I have now, from a patient. I usually have a pretty strong immune system, and I used to work with kids, but there's just a lot of nasty stuff going on around. You know, I've had COVID, like, I don't even know how many times, 5 times or something. Sometimes weren't that bad, sometimes were pretty bad. And I'm just exposed to so much stuff all the time, and I love helping people. I love what I do. I love working with my patients, but and there's a lot of other factors to that too, but I am trying to work towards just doing financial domination and day trading is kind of my goal right now. So that is the goal. And so we're testing the water right now over the next couple weeks to see what that looks like, if I'm able to maintain enough income to not have to work the other job. Kieran says, wait, NFL says, if I spoke to you in real life, I would start stuttering a lot. And I think that is hilarious. I love that. Kieran says, would you ever feel comfortable asking me to send more than I wanted? Love your confidence. That is something we could discuss privately, my friend. Not going to discuss that in the chat room here. Hello to Ruse the Jungle. And yes, you are very late. I forgive you because this was not a planned live stream. Alrighty, that is the end for real this time. I will be back live Thursday evening, if not before then. I am working on editing the new J video. If you are a devoted slave, you will be able to see that video early. Again, if you are a devoted slave, you want to see videos before they're released to everybody else, I will be posting them in the post section. There will be a link to the video in the post section for you to see it before anybody else. And so that video is coming out soon. By the end of the week is my goal. The rest of you, if you're not a devoted slave member, then you'll probably have to wait until next week. Yes. Katie Sissy says, good night, goddess. Good night to you. Good night to Swan and everyone else. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Bye.